Sorry about that. Yeah, I think, you know, obviously the Cardiff one I'm not sure about, but the Gloucester one I felt, you know, if there is technology, you know, use it. And then at least if you got it right, even in your gut feel on the field, then obviously you've got that confirmation, and then on the Monday or the following day or hour after the game, you know, you've got a clean slate. If you, again, that's why I say, so it still flabbergasts me sometimes that we got the technology, but we don't want to use it. But we're using it for a simple try when there's, you know, like the winger from Cardiff scored in the corner and everybody could see that's a corner, a try, but we will refer that one. So it was disappointed that we don't want to use it, but I don't know, you know, it depends on the angle. You can decide if it was a foul or not. And then the yellow card, you know, same thing. I think it's big decisions in big games. It's a simple thing of using that technology again, and questionable first lineup that got under 5 meters, and yet it was quite a big decision to give a yellow card. But we have to live with that sport, and obviously we also have to look at ourselves, not to put ourselves in that position where any decisions like that can influence the game.
Ed, what did the referee say to you when he sent you to the sin bin?
Sorry, say that again.
What did the referee say? Give the reason why he was sending you to the sin bin.
The floodlights to the sin bin.
Sorry.
Yeah, the floodlight. Yeah, 5 meters out. We'd had.
Did he explain to you why he was?
Yeah, in the side of the mall. And he thought it was a cynical foul from the floodlight.
Did you have the usual communication with the referee? Because he's usually quite good, but today he seemed flustered.
Your words, not mine. But I felt the decision you're talking about that needs to be referred upstairs. But he said to me on the pitch that he trusts his assistants, he trusts his instinct, and he felt it was forward and didn't want to refer it. But which is disappointing as a player. I felt that. It was a bit of a 50-50, and I saw on the replay as well that, you know, I felt it was something that should have been referred. But like Johan said, there are plenty of things that we can look at for ourselves that we could have got right in the game that wouldn't have resulted in that being a major decision.
Johan, I thought the first half was possibly the best half played all season. So where did it sort of go wrong? Is it just on the decisions, or could you have done better on the pitch?
We spoke half time that, you know, we must obviously persist in what we're doing, and we knew that we've got them under pressure and they have to take a bit of risk. But the reality is we just for this short period of time, just, you know, obviously lost that intensity. So we started to knock a few balls, and then the penalties came, and through the penalties they could have kicked territory and pushed us. And obviously that first try that they scored, they started to believe they can get back in the game. So, and then if you look from there on, we probably had a line out or a scrum, and then one phase later we will make a mistake and then they get the ball in. So it was just our accuracy went, you know, a bit gone in that for that period of the game. But when we swung back to momentum and we got that try to go ahead again, you know, and 30-23, I felt, you know, we've got them, but obviously, you know, the yellow card, etc., like we spoke, and you know, swung the momentum back into that favour.
Johan, your club deleted a tweet. It said, a long season decided by that. Decisions from the officials swing the fixture and the average Premiership team are beaten. What's your reaction to a tweet from your club coming like that?
Yeah, I'm not certain about that. You know, like we said just now, myself and Ed, I said, you know, obviously that is sport. You know, sometimes decision goes against you, and I said to the players in the change room, you know, that's life as well. If everybody of us can say we had a smooth sailing in our life, no incidents, no setbacks, no disappointments, no heartache, no sorrow, it would have been a great life. But somebody had to lose tonight, and the reality is, you know, we still got a lot to be thankful for, a lot of grace, a lot of things. We all got families, loved ones, and tomorrow the sun will shine and we get another day to live on this earth. So for us, you know, that's emotions speaking, and we all will be emotional if we lose. And you know, like I said, there's always decisions. There's even the last decision. I can argue it was a ruck. They should have released the ball. Our cleaner was there. So why the penalty? Why not a scrum? You know, I don't know. It meant to be that Cardiff had to win the game, and you know, I'm not going to sleep well tonight, and I'm probably not going to sleep well for the next 7-8 nights, because it's my third final in a row that I'm losing. But the reality is, you know, we just spoke about it. We either can you know, not take part in this game, or we can. But then we must know sometimes things will go through, sometimes not.
John, you were pretty solid up front, but will this defeat in a big occasion for you take some getting over?
Yeah, I think, like Johan said, there's a lot of emotion in the game. If, you know, we put ourselves in a good position, and you know, we lost a couple of big moments there. You know, I talked about after half time, the sort of last sort of 20 minutes we couldn't get out, and you know, that's rugby, and you could see that on the reaction of the boys' faces. You know what I mean? We brought ourselves up to a certain point, and we had some disappointing results the last couple of weeks, but we knew that if we played well, we could really give ourselves the best chance to lift this trophy, and we did that for a good part of that game. But again, sport comes back, you don't nail certain things, and you lose, and you know, a lot of disappointed boys there. Obviously, they've got a lot of boys moving on. The coaches, all the staff put a lot physically and emotionally into the season, and it's a tough one to take tonight.
Any more questions for Gloucester? Jen?
Yes.
Last question.
Yes, question for Ed, please. Have you been surprised by this beginning of the second half, when Cardiff has been able to keep the ball? You couldn't put the ball back in your hands. How would you explain it?
Well, you know, I thought the way we started the game, Cardiff were on the back foot, they struggled to deal with our physicality, and then second half, they obviously talked about speeding things up, being a bit more direct, and I just felt that we dropped off too many tackles to start that second half, and gave them momentum, and that's probably a learning curve for me and the team, is that we're not always going to have momentum during the game. It's not always going to go in our favour, and when that swings against us, we have to be able to deal with it a lot better, and that's probably been a weakness of ours over the course of a few months, is when things aren't going our way, we kind of struggle to kind of get it back together and get the momentum back on our side, and you could see that probably happened in that kind of first 15 minutes of the second half. And you've got to give credit to Cardiff for coming out and swinging like they did, because they could have folded, and they didn't. But like I say, it's a learning for this team, I think, and for myself, is when those momentum swings happen, is how we can put them back.
Any further questions? Johan, Ed and John, many thanks indeed. And we'll see Gloucester in the Champions Cup next season.